Hey guys, welcome to Black Angus Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the original Ghost Rider number 12. This is from 1993 run, and this amazing cover art is by Chris Bacalo. I hope I'm saying that name correctly, but I'm a big Ghost Rider fan. Being new to comics, I'm trying to read just everything of this character, even the new stuff, you know, with Marvel being questionable. Looks pretty cool. And I just wanted to get back to doing some comic stuff and really focusing on reading. So then, like Stephen King talks about, the more you read and write, the better you get. So that's kind of my angle, reading random comics, and eventually I'll probably read this whole series. Again, I really love this art. I love how you got two vehicles closing in. His back's against the wall. There's almost no color except a little bit of blue here, and then the fire. And I guess maybe they highlight the white a bit on his head. That's just really cool. And of course, it's got the classic Ghost Rider logo. My meth getter is actually based on the logo here. Let's dig in. And as you'll notice, there's a lot of Dungeons and Dragons advertising in this issue. I'm not sure how big it was at this point, but yeah. Anyway, so something I've noticed from the beginning with Ghost Rider from the 71 start of his character up until this point, not having read in between, they really focus on him just being a demolition guy, a derby guy, and that's kind of his skill set. And I'm fine with that. I like how they keep him kind of contained in his practical everyday events, because he gets his powers from Satan on accident, so his story can escalate quite rapidly. So it's good to keep him contained. Alright, and so it's got this really cool start here, where it's slowly closing in with Ghost Rider, and then bam, and you see Last Chance for Gas. It kind of sets the tone. He's in the middle of nowhere, and he's getting chased by Highway Patrol. Alright, and then there's this roadblock, and he's like, I gotta use my skill set, I might die. This is another cool thing. He's got this demonic power that kind of makes him a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde character, and yet he's still worried about, I can die, I only know my limitations more drastic than humans, but there still seems to be limitations he's afraid of or untested. Alright, and so you get a little plot convenience. They have a roadblock, and then they got a derby, not a derby car, but a dune buggy ready to chase off-road, which, I mean, this is out in Nevada, so I guess it makes a little sense they might be ready, but it seems a bit contrived. And again, you get a lot of Dungeons and Dragons advertisement here. That's a lot of paper wasted, but man, they really wanted to advertise this, and I like this. It's really only this that gets advertised. Yeah, he ends up doing this trick. He keeps trying to get away from these troopers after he realizes he's still being chased. And then he makes his bike invisible and makes them think he went off the cliff. And then he pops up and like, oh, hey. And they wonder if it's like a troll, but oh, he's really hurt. But he's getting screwed anyway. So Roxanne here, his main love interest, Roxanne Simpson, she's talking to the Attorney General here in Carson City, and apparently he's trying to make a deal to help clear Johnny's name, and of course these cops here like to screw with Johnny, and they even sock him one and stuff, and apparently this chief or sheriff's got an obsession with French Connection, which I haven't seen, but I guess it's kind of a cop testing his limits. And then you get this derby guy who just wants to get him in his, I guess, four-wheel vehicle competitions, and he thinks like, oh, you're the best, so let's team up. And Roxanne's reunited and stuff, but then there's this Indian girl, Linda Littletrees. Such an uninspired name. I know you watch like Dance of the Wolves and you get some silly names like that, but you could have tried harder, Marvel. But nonetheless, so I guess this is a love interest from a previous issue who is instantly jaded. She even says, he's with her, I should just march in and claw her eyes out. I like how they just instantly show, like, you know, jealousy among women. It's very misogynistic. You know, how presumptuous of the writer to think a woman needs a man for motivation. But as you see, his character is kind of a harlot. She's like, oh, you know, just whistle. And she gets in the way of Roxanne, and that's her whole plan. So he's got this problem. He's always got a problem, and it's always like, before he can resolve it, bam, he's turned into Ghost Rider. And I like how they make it where it's not something you ever get used to. It's just like, oh god, it's setting in again. And it's really cool. It's an element I want to bring to Meth Gator, actually, where it's like, you know, it's cool that I have this power, and I kind of use it to accommodate the situations at hand, but doesn't quite like the fact of it. So he's in this competition, and it turns out Roxanne on accident hears these guys plotting to kill someone. She thinks it's Johnny. And it turns out the gunman, when his bike stalls out against the wall, which brings us back to the cover, making it, you know, makes sense, making it applicable to the whole story, not just a random, like, hey, here's a cool spread. His bike stalls out, he's against the wall, and bam, this gunman takes out the driver last second. And it's really cool, because Ghost Rider here says, I can never be saved at the hands of a cowardly killer. And that's a cool, you know, kind of inflection by the writer for the character. I like to see how maybe a fuller context of kind of Ghost Rider's morals in this series. And then it ends with he gets saved and stuff and takes care of the assailant, but his girl is now in jeopardy. And there's your cliffhanger for the next issue, which is Alone Against the Underworld. But overall, it's a nice, simple story. There's actually a secondary story with, let me see, the Phantom Rider. I don't know if this is supposed to be Sam Elliott's character from the film Ghost Rider, but nonetheless, that is Ghost Rider, number 12, original Ghost Rider. Have you ever read it? Are you a fan of the cover, Chris Bacalo? I am, clearly. Let me know what you thought, and what comic should I try to review next. I will go online and do like slideshows for future stuff, and look forward to a quick synopsis or review of Wenger's Chapter 1 for Superhero. It's a Comicscape project. It looks amazing. The art by Joe Ball is stellar. The colorist must have had a nightmare completing that work because of all the detail Joe Ball put into it. Hats off to Wenger for, you know, giving us a quality product instead of just pumping out a monthly issue like has become a problem. And also, I'm finally going to finish the Stealing Solo review probably tomorrow, so looking forward to that. And don't forget, I will be addressing people who have contributed to the GoFundMe. I'm not ignoring you. I just want a good time. You know, it's only in the first day. I want to really give you all the proper attention and stuff. So if you're watching this and you got to this point, don't feel jaded. I can't thank you enough already. But yeah, talk to you all later.